You deserve a day off, a day where your cares just melt away, where you can have fun all day, and where you get the most out of your hard-earned money. We want to show you that perfect day off in our landfill-themed amusement park, the Garbage Heap. At the Garbage Heap, we offer the best attractions for the best price. Satisfaction guaranteed. Take a ride on our microplastic water slide where your skin will be exfoliated to perfection on the way down. Or how about a spin on our latest attraction, Dauntless? Dauntless features a number of exciting features, such as the first ever art style that was designed by an AI. You'll love the enthralling story that gets zero development after the first 8 minutes, despite having numerous good ideas. Behold the awe-inspiring 42 behemoths that you'll be fighting, and never ever turn your back on the giant fire beaver. Need more proof that we're the best place to spend your day off? Well, come on down. We're right off of exit 9 between mile markers 729.2 and 729.4, just past the Lazy Boy outlet. But if you reach the Sears, you've gone too far, and don't go into the parking lot because the building is alive. Dauntless is a game that I've been aware of for a long time, but never really gave the time of day because everyone just said it was a Monster Hunter clone. Being such an avid Monster Hunter fan, I guess I just didn't really want to give it the time of day because it's the competition. And the fact that the art style looked like a combination of the worst parts of Fortnite and WoW Classic also really did not help. For some reason, I thought about the game because we were playing Monster Hunter, and then I saw the trailer for Wild Hearts, the new EA Monster Hunter game that's coming out, and I thought about Dauntless. Hey, that's that other Monster Hunter game. I wonder how that's doing. I just haven't really heard anyone talk about it recently, and I don't know a single person that actually played it. Unfortunately, I can't see any player count on any platform because even on PC, the game is on the Epic Store, so there's no Steam charts or anything for me to look at. The game does have crossplay though, so it does give it the benefit of a shared player pool across all platforms. However, upon trying to find any kind of pulse in the Dauntless community, I didn't really find much. On YouTube, Dauntless videos don't seem to drum up much attention except for older videos of like how to get started and stuff like that, but no new content seems to be looked at. Even on Twitch, the most views I ever saw for the game were about 120. Now, 120 views is nothing to scoff at, but 120 views spread across 30 streamers? It's pretty bad. Now, before I go any further, none of that has anything to do with the quality of the game. I actually enjoyed the game when we played it. Dauntless, quite frankly, does offer quite a bit of content for being a free game. And I mean, there's no paywalls in the game. You never have to buy anything, no expansions or anything like that. Everything that you pay for is strictly cosmetic, and I think there are some things that can give you buffs, or maybe they like increase the speed of something being created, but apart from that, there's really no advantage to spending any money. I know a lot of free games kind of, pile drive you with ads every time you log into the game, for a new bundle, buy this, buy that, and Dauntless never really did that for me. I mean, the store is like always right there, like you can just hop on it and buy stuff, but I never felt like the game was pressuring me to buy stuff constantly like a lot of free games do. The general gameplay loop is very similar to Monster Hunter. You go out, you fight big monsters with, big oversized swords and axes and stuff. You kill them, you take their parts, you make cooler weapons and cooler armor, rinse and repeat until you can stomp the hardest monster in the game in 1 minute flat. It's the kind of game where you either complete the main story and then just stop, or you make the game your entire personality. And I'd argue that most people that played it probably just stopped after like the main story ended. The combat's pretty fun. I tried every weapon at least once. They're all pretty fun, except for the repeaters. They're pretty boring. They're just dual pistols that you just shoot, and it's really boring for this type of game because every other weapon is so over the top and exciting that I don't like the repeaters. You can use them if you want, but boring. Some of the weapons, like the axe, are very closely mimicking weapons from Monster Hunter. The axe in this game is pretty much the greatsword from Monster Hunter. It's got the same like multi-stage charge attacks, the animations are very similar even, and that's fine. It's just, it might be helpful for Monster Hunter fans to maybe try the axe first. Some of the weapons that are unique to this game, like the strikers and the chain blades, are really, really fun. Like, very fun and goofy to use. They made the gameplay loop more fun by being in this game. I just said game a lot, sorry. The combos that they have are really fun. The special moves you can do with them, including like a Kamehameha you can do if you're using the strikers, it's very fun. The upgrade paths for weapons are extremely straightforward. There's basically one weapon of every element for every like stage of the game. So you're constantly just fighting monsters, and maybe you got enough materials to make a weapon of this element, so you make that and you move on to the next stage. I wouldn't recommend like making one weapon of every element for every stage of the game, because you don't need to. The game's not that hard. And like many RPGs, there are mod slots on certain weapons that you can, do extra wound damage or knock down monsters more easily, stuff like that. Armor works the exact same way as the weapons. There's a set of every element, every stage of the game. Something that is unique to this game is an equipment that you have called a lantern, and you unlock it after a couple hours of gameplay, I want to say. And there's a few different types of lanterns. The one you start with creates a little explosion that can knock down enemies nearby. It's pretty useful, and you can get ones of other elements that do completely different things. They're pretty cool. I recommend experimenting with them if you do play. I think it's pretty pertinent to discuss the elephant in the room, and that is that this game is a Monster Hunter clone. So people probably want to know the difference between this and Monster Hunter and where they are similar. So the difference is, I would say that Dauntless is like Monster Hunter for impatient people. Like people that don't want all the fluff and stuff of Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is like a monster simulator. All the monsters feel alive. They feel like they live in these places where you go find them and hunt them. They feel like they're from there. They eat, they sleep, they bathe themselves, they have eggs that they take care of. Monster Hunter is the game that you play if you like the monsters as much as the hunting part. Monster designs in Dauntless are cool, sure, but they don't all feel like they're from the same world. They don't all feel like they belong in the same ecosystem most of the times. It doesn't feel like they thought about that aspect of it. The whole game is just fight monsters. That's it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make perfect sense. They don't comb over every little detail. It's just fight monsters in big open areas. That's it. Monster Hunter feels like a living, breathing world, especially Monster Hunter World. You track monsters. In earlier Monster Hunter games, you'd have to paintball the monsters so you could see them on the map, so that if they run away, you could track them. And if you didn't paintball them, you just didn't know where they went. They just would disappear into a different area and they're just gone. Newer Monster Hunter games don't do that, don't get me wrong, but Dauntless just tells you exactly where they are and exactly how far away they are from you. No, it's just go kill. This is Monster Fighter, not Monster Hunter. It definitely doesn't feel as grindy as Monster Hunter. There are some differences that I don't like when it comes to that, like there's certain areas you go to where only a few monsters will be spawned at a certain time, and there are different monsters that could be there. So if you go to one area and there's one specific monster you have to fight, you could be there for a while just fighting other monsters, hoping that the one that you're looking for will spawn in and replace them, which they might not do for many fights. You might have to run out of potions and go back to town and come back and try again. So it is annoying when you have to fight one monster and they just won't spawn. And that doesn't happen in Monster Hunter because every hunt specifically tells you what monster to fight and spawns that specific monster. It's not gonna, dick you around like Dauntless does. I think that's done for two reasons. I think it's done for replayability and also for repetition. You know, it's a free game, so they gotta get you to play as long as possible. So if they add in this RNG of, well, you know, maybe you'll have to wait an hour for your monster to spawn, that's more time that you're playing and more time that you are likely to maybe purchase something. That's why it's like that, and I get it. It's free. It has to make money some other way. So is one grindier than the other? No, it's just a different type of grind. And personally, I like the Monster Hunter grind a bit more. Monster Hunter also incorporates a lot of tools in the hunting aspect. There are flash bombs, sonic bombs, pitfall traps, shock traps, tranquilizers if you're planning on capturing the monster instead of killing it. All kinds of different things that you can use to change up every hunt so that hunts don't get stagnant. You can do lots of different things. In Dauntless, there's not much. You can buff yourself with certain potions. You can use your lantern, but that's basically just part of your regular arsenal. It's not really like an extra item or tool. Really, when it comes down to everything that I'm saying here is if you want a more immersive experience, play Monster Hunter games. If you want an arcadey, video gamey experience, you know, do your daily objectives and go fight this thing and stuff like that, Dauntless is more your style. And like I said before, the art style just puke. I don't like how this game looks at all. Look at the difference between the hub world in Monster Hunter World and Dauntless. You telling me that you would take this over this any day? You're lying. I really wanted to figure out what was making people not play this game. Why is it not doing well? Like what's going on? And I think I kind of came to the conclusion that it's just, its time is running out. It's been out, okay, it started beta in May of 2018. It launched fully in September 2019, but you've been able to play this since May 2018. So that's 4.5 years of a free game that's, you know, I don't think got a whole ton of publicity except for maybe right when it launched. It's done pretty well for itself. Really has, or at least as far as I can tell, it seems to have done pretty well for itself. At one point when it launched, it was actually trending more than Monster Hunter, you know, the game that's trying to copy. So I mean, yeah, okay, it was only like a month or so, but hey, it did it. Like that's something to say they did. It was pretty cool. From the fan base, at least in the subreddits, a lot of the things that I heard is that the game used to be a little bit more of a power trip in the end game. So when you got into the later game, you were pretty friggin' strong, and it was just, you were just like smashing every monster that you came across. From what I understand, it seems like at some point they changed that so that the game would be consistently the same difficulty through the entire experience. And that's fine, but 99% of this game is buttfuck easy. Yes, some monsters have some genuinely pretty horseshit attacks and hitboxes, but for the most part, this is an easy game, and it's consistently easy, and once you play it for a bit, you kind of hit a little snooze factor and you realize you're just doing the same thing over and over, and nothing ever changes. Yes, the monsters change, their attacks change, the setting changes a little bit, but not really. Every map is just a big craggy rock with either trees or sand or snow or like lava. Every area looks exactly the same, which is very sad and boring. The thing this game has going for it though, just smacking the shit out of monsters over and over. It's fun. The gameplay, the style, it just, something about it. It releases that gas in your head. What's it called? Sarah Connor. The reason the game's dying has nothing to do with the quality of the game. It's a fun time. There's a lot to do, and you can play with other people, you can play with your friends. It matchmakes you with randos to fill out the rest of your party. It's a fun, goofy time, and it's just run its course, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's time to maybe start thinking about Dauntless 2 or their next project. I don't know, maybe they won't do another Monster Hunter style game. Who knows? But I trust what this dev team puts out in the future because I know they know how to make a good game. Dauntless is a good game, and it's not Monster Hunter. It's different. It's its own thing, really is. I like it for its own stuff. I don't like it as much as I like Monster Hunter, because I think Monster Hunter does just so much more. But for a free game, yeah, go play this if you haven't played it, really. I'm before, you know, the servers are gonna go down at some point, so get in there now while there's still some people to play with. Thanks so much for watching this far, guys. I really hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe so that you can see more videos like the one you just watched. Make sure you keep an eye on YouTube for me going live when I stream, because I made the switch to stream there recently. And then I bought Streamlabs Prime, and I found out that I could stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. I don't know if my internet could handle that. I really don't. But if it can, I may switch to doing that, because I know there's some people that use one that don't want to use the other, and you know, if I can satisfy 2 websites at the same time, more the merrier. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video where I stand here and talk about something. Either that, or I'll just come up and stand here for 10 minutes and say nothing. I'm not telling you which one it's going to be.